Grab your popcorn, folks. The Elon Musk versus OpenAI trial continues. But first, I just wanted to rewind the clock and play a totally unrelated clip from some guy. I think his name is Sam Altman, who has nothing to do with OpenAI. I think it's 2023. I don't know why I'm randomly sharing this at the start of the video, but let's watch it anyway, just because why not?
You make a lot of money, do you?
No. I'm paid enough for health insurance. I have no equity in OpenAI.
Really?
Yeah.
That's interesting. You need a lawyer.
I need a what?
You need a lawyer or an agent.
I'm doing this because I love it.
Now, I'm no body language expert. If I was, I might have a few questions about why Sam is still shaking his head when he's explaining that he's just doing this because he loves it. To play the other side, I could also argue, well, he's just shaking his head about, no, I don't have any ownership in this. But you'll note, his head stopped shaking here, seeking some clarification about you should have a lawyer, as in get some ownership. Then the head shaking once again resumes. Put yourself in his shoes. Imagine you're being asked these questions. Do you have any ownership? You're probably shaking your head saying, no, I don't. You're asked, you should get a lawyer. And then you say, well, I'm just doing it because I love it. Are you still shaking your head when you're explaining them? Think about it. Think about saying those words and actually meaning them. What would you be doing? Personally, I don't think I'd be shaking my head while I'm explaining I'm just doing it because I love it. At least if it was true that I was just doing it because I loved it. It seems to me, again, I'm no body language expert, but is it a little incongruent to be shaking your head while you're explaining to somebody that you're just doing it because you love it? I'm sure there's nothing to see here. I'll leave that analysis to the experts. Those experts might refer to this as subconscious leakage. Now, back to the present moment. Let's check out this very short clip from the mainstream media on the trial.
And Sam Altman against each other. It now involves testimony about a personal diary and plans to colonize Mars. So I want to bring in Vanity Fair contributor Tom Dotan, who's covering the trial. You're there in person, really getting a sneak peek kind of behind the curtains of the trial. So what stood out to you today? What are the latest revelations?
Today was the kind of summation of Greg Brockman's testimony. Mm-hmm. He is an OpenAI co-founder, and he is one of the people that Elon Musk is essentially suing for, as he says, Elon says, stealing a nonprofit. And so one of the biggest piece of evidence that Elon's side had is this diary that he kept for over a decade. And in this diary, he has all of these entries where he talks about kind of his internal dialogue and debate over, this desire to transition this company from a nonprofit to a for-profit. And it's pretty revealing stuff. It kind of gets to the heart of everything that Elon is claiming here.
Oh, wow. Okay, so we're talking about OpenAI president, co-founder Greg Brockman. So he's wrapped up his testimony. What impact do you think that his testimony will have on the case that you heard today?
Well, I think it really gets to, like I said, the heart of this question of whether or not Elon was being deceived, whether or not this transition from a nonprofit to a for-profit to this hugely valuable company kind of subverted the mission of creating AI for the safety of humanity. And yesterday was really a tough day for Greg. I think the plaintiffs did a good job, the plaintiffs' lawyers did a good job of kind of needling him on whether or not he was being truthful, whether or not he was kind of doing side deals with Sam Altman, while having an open relationship or kind of open dialogue with Elon. And then today I thought he did a...
Surely at this point, if you've been following along, you're well aware of this diary. I guess Greg started the habit of keeping a diary when he was a 12-year-old girl, as they do, and I guess never stopped. If this diary journal, which is now part of Discovery, were not in existence, this would be a much tougher fight for Elon Musk. But Greg, in his own words, in his own, what he believed, at least at the time, was a private diary, I guess he was scribbling down his latest thoughts and feelings and crushes. He was also sharing his feelings and his internal conflict about, at least in my opinion, what appeared to be his conscious decision to deceive Musk. I do have a pro tip to everybody listening. If you're going to do something dishonest, don't. Of course, if you're going to ignore that advice, don't. And if you're still going to ignore that advice, don't. And if you ignore all of that advice and you're so fucking stupid that you're going to do something dishonest, a low integrity decision, for fuck's sake, don't write it down. Don't write down your intent, your plans, your thoughts, the fact that you feel bad about doing this, acknowledging the deception. It doesn't get any dumber than that. Here's an example. I saw some guy on X with 3 first names who wrote this. Please donate for my much needed penis reduction surgery. I promise I will spend all the money on the surgery and not on Tesla stock. P.S. Please don't read my private diary below, in which this absolute moron writes down his actual thoughts, where he says, they will never know that I will just spend it all on Tesla stock. I feel kind of bad lying, ha 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 ha. I think this guy was actually poking fun at Greg Brockman, writing the same shit down in his diary. Actually, this is a great opportunity for some trolling. I just received your generous donation, thanks. Always a shit poster. On topic here, I've just asked an AI product, Grok, to put together some summaries of what happened today, what was discussed. In particular, we're just going to zoom in on Brockman's personal diary, in which he explained that he was going to essentially spend all the money on Tesla stock, not the totally necessary surgery. Now, these are verbatim quotes, at least allegedly. Brockman asks himself the question, financially, what will take me to 1 billion, as in $1 billion net worth? Which I mentioned yesterday, he's meaningfully overshot, currently on paper worth close to 30 billion US dollars. It's not bad. I mean, I've got to say, maybe there's some power to this writing in your diary. Another quote, a direct quote from the same guy named in this lawsuit, who's been giving testimony, trying to defend himself. Quote, it would be nice to be making the billions. Now, for what it's worth, from my personal perspective, this is about the worst possible curse anybody could have. Making millions, no problem. That's good. It'll help you financially. You can deal with issues, emergencies, and so on. Tens of millions, you can probably keep that under wraps. By the time you get to the point where you're making hundreds of millions or are on paper a billionaire and people know about this, your life just got a million times harder, more challenging, you lost some privacy, you're going to be a target forever. This is not as good as it sounds. On that note, by the way, there are, in my opinion, significantly more stealth billionaires that nobody knows about than the publicly known number of billionaires on Earth. Why would anybody who can avoid making this information public do so? And the only answer to that, by the way, is ego. A few people will submit themselves to the rich list and try and provide evidence of their financial status, probably for business reasons. Hey, look, I'm good at making money, so give me some of your money to make more. Otherwise, why the fuck, unless it's publicly available information, like your stake in a publicly traded company, why would you want the world to know? This is a terrible idea, a terrible goal. Don't do it. Or if you do, make sure nobody knows about it. Another quote. I met this really cute guy today and I think I like him. Totally better edit that out, or somebody might think I'm making fun of a grown man keeping a diary where he's talking about his feelings. Quote, this is an actual quote. It'd be wrong to steal the non-profit from him. Fuck me, dude. I rest my case. I mean, I'm just going to read this again. In his own diary, the guy who's essentially being accused of stealing a charity. It'd be wrong to steal the non-profit from him, to convert to a B Corp without him. That'd be pretty morally bankrupt. And he's really not an idiot. Is this real life? This is honestly a gift from the gods for Musk's team. Did he really write this down? I gotta just check Grok. I'm just asking Grok now, is this really verbatim? Is he retarded? I can't believe this, bro. It's yes, 100% verbatim. It was subpoenaed, unsealed, and projected on the courtroom screen during cross-examination. I mean, is there anything left to say? Where do you go from here? I don't even think you need to be a legal expert. The guy's writing in his own diary, a direct quote, it'd be wrong to steal the non-profit from him. I'm just going to read this again. It would be wrong. Acknowledgement that it's not right. Acknowledging that this is not okay. He then uses the term steal. It'd be wrong to steal the non-profit from him. And we fast forward to today, and OpenAI, Elon's ownership, 0. Greg's ownership, about $30 billion. So not only that, but it's no longer a non-profit. He then goes on to explain, at least according to my perception of this journal entry, it would be wrong, it is, to steal the non-profit from him. Essentially, he goes on to say, to convert to a B Corp without him. So let's just pass this sentence once more. The way that I interpret this is Greg is journaling about his feelings, acknowledging that it would be wrong to steal the non-profit from Elon by converting it to a B Corp without him. He then goes on to point out, in his own words again, this is just fucking unbelievable, that'd be pretty morally bankrupt. And he's really not an idiot. How do you recover from this? How does Greg claw his way out of this one? Holy shit. Now, Grok has added some context. Apparently, this quote has blown up. I can understand why. Holy fuck. Brockman wrote it in 2017 while they were debating turning OpenAI into a for-profit, a B Corp, entity without Musk's full involvement. Musk's team hammered him on it, essentially asking, and this is obviously not a direct quote, but essentially they were asking, so you knew it would be morally bankrupt to cut Elon out? Yeah, that's exactly what happened. Brockman's defense, so not Brockman himself, but his lawyers, I guess, claimed that it was a stream of consciousness, personal writing he never expected to become public. And, I mean, look, that's probably true. I think most 12-year-old girls don't expect their private diary about their latest crush and how they hate their parents is going to become public. But the fact that you didn't expect something to become public does not change the contents of what you wrote down. Brockman's defense continued and claimed that he said he was, quote, absolutely honest with Elon and that the diary reflected his internal wrestling at the time, not a plan to betray anyone. Now, look, to play devil's advocate here, technically that quote we saw didn't convey a plan to steal the non-profit from him and convert it to a B Corp without him. That's not a plan to do that. That's a description of, if I were to do that, so to speak, it would obviously be wrong and morally bankrupt. So, I mean, I guess that's kind of accurate. It was not a plan to betray anyone. It was just a description of taking those actions would in fact be wrong, morally bankrupt, and clearly, obviously, it's a betrayal as well. Dude, they're cooked, man. I asked Grok, is he retarded? And Grok also responds to that. The is he retarded reaction is pretty common on X right now. A lot of people are reading it the same way you are. It does sound incredibly blunt and self-incriminating in hindsight. Oh boy, that was not a good day for Greg. Want more content? Early access? Bunch of perks? Click the links in the pinned comment. AG1 has been part of my daily health protocol for almost half a decade. It's packed full of vitamins and minerals and helps me fill in nutritional gaps while supporting energy, digestion, and immune function. It also has prebiotics and probiotics to promote gut health. I take my health very seriously, and so should you. Try AG1 today by visiting drinkag1.com/SMR or click the link in the pinned comment and enjoy a free welcome kit with vitamin D3 plus K2 and AG1 travel packs. That's drinkag1.com/SMR.